Hi, friends. I thought for our book today we could come outside in my backyard and read. It's such a beautiful day. Have you been playing outside? That's good. I've been sitting out on my swing. You can probably see the other swing back there. That's my granddaughter's swing. And when she gets to come, she comes out and plays. But she doesn't get to come visit me right now, just like you and I don't get to visit at school. But we can visit on here. Today we're going to read another book by Eric Carle. He is a wonderful author. Do you remember which book we've already read? I'll give you a hint. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. That's right, that was by Eric Carle. Now, Eric Carle, when he does the titles for his books, he uses a lot of adjectives. Words like hungry is an adjective. It tells us something about the character. The caterpillar is the character. Hungry, the adjective, tells us that this caterpillar was hungry. And if you remember the book, you know he was. Today's book uses an adjective in the title also. It is the Grouchy Ladybug. The character is the ladybug, and the adjective grouchy tells us something about her. That's right, she's a grouchy. Have you ever felt grouchy before? I know I have sometimes. I've probably even been a little bit grouchy in class. Sorry about that. But let's see what happens to her. The Grouchy Ladybug by Eric Carle. There she is flying. Oh, before we start, I want to show you something. I was walking around my yard picking up sticks, and look what I found. Let's see, can you see her? There is a ladybug right there on that stick. See her? I don't know if she's the Grouchy Ladybug, but she's a ladybug. I'll put her right down there. She'll probably fly away in a minute. All right. Now let's get started. It was night, and some fireflies danced around in the moon. Fireflies, a lot of times we call them lightning bugs here in Kentucky. That's what I have always called them. And during the summer, I go outside and you can catch them in your hand. They won't bite, they tickle, and their bottoms light up. They're so cool. But then I let them go. At 5 o'clock in the morning, when the sun came up, a friendly ladybug flew in from the left. It saw a leaf with a lot of aphids on it. Aphids are teeny tiny bugs. They're really hard to see. They get on your leaves and eat the leaves, actually. But ladybugs like to eat them. Doesn't sound too good to me, but ladybugs love them. They saw but just then a grouchy ladybug flew in from the right. It saw the aphids too, and she wanted them for breakfast. Why, good morning, said the friendly ladybug. Go away, said the grouchy ladybug. I want those aphids. Well, we can share them, suggested the friendly ladybug. No, they're all mine, screamed the grouchy ladybug. Or do you want to fight me for them? Well, that's just not a very good way to make friends, is it? Well, said the friendly ladybug, if you insist. Well, the grouchy ladybug looked at her right in the eye, and she wasn't quite sure about this. Oh, you're not big enough to fight. Friendly ladybug said, well, why don't you just go on and find someone bigger to pick on? Grouchy ladybug said, well, I'll do that. And I'll show you. As she puffed up her chest, made herself real big, and she flew off to find somebody to fight. Fight? We're not supposed to do that. Let's see what happens to her. At 6 o'clock in the morning, she met a yellow jacket. You see it right there? Looks kind of like a bee. She flew right up to that yellow jacket, and she said, hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? Oh my, such words. You know what? Those are not nice words. We should not say those words to our brothers or our sisters or our friends at school. But they're kind of funny in this book, okay? So maybe you can help me. But remember, I think that ladybug just flew away. Only use these words in the book. Well, that yellow jacket looked at that little ladybug, and she said, well, sure, I will, if you insist. Well, the ladybug looked at the yellow jacket stingers and said, oh, you're not big enough. And she flew away. She's bigger than the ladybug, isn't she? At 7 o'clock, they met a beetle. Hey, you, said the grouchy ladybug. Do this part with me. Do y'all wanna fight? The beetle said, well, okay, if you insist. But the ladybug saw its jaws. You see those big snappers up there? She didn't want to mess with those. So she said, oh, just forget it. You're not big enough anyway. And she flew off to find someone bigger. Let's see, that was 7 o'clock. Let's see, we started at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, What number comes after 7? You're right. I heard you. 8 o'clock. 8 comes after 7. At 8 o'clock, the ladybug came across a praying mantis. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Do y'all wanna fight?" "Well, if you insist," said the praying mantis. And she reached out with her long front legs. The ladybug went, "Oh, just forget it. You're not big enough." Now look at that. There she is. It's a pretty big praying mantis there. They're big bugs. I don't think they'll hurt you. Let's see. So what number comes after 8? 8, 9. At 9 o'clock, she almost flew right into a sparrow. A sparrow is a type of a bird. And she said, "Hey, you. Do it with me. Do y'all wanna fight?" And that sparrow looked at that little ladybug and said, "Well, okay, if you insist." But the ladybug saw the sparrow's beak. It was pretty pointy. Looked a little scary. And she went, "Oh, forget it. You're not big enough." And she flew off to find someone bigger. Let's see, 9. Good. 10. At 10 o'clock, she saw a lobster. You know, they have those big claws. She flew right up to that lobster and she said, "Hey, you ready? Do y'all wanna fight?" And that lobster said, "Sure will, if you insist." But the ladybug saw those big claws and she said, "Oh, just forget it. You're not big enough." So what comes after 10? 10, 11. You're right. At 11. Ooh, do you know what that is? It's not a raccoon. You're close. It's a skunk. You know the thing about skunks? They don't smell good. At 7 o'clock, she bumped right into a skunk. She said, "Hey, you. Do y'all wanna fight?" And that skunk raised its tail. Now, if you know anything about skunks, if they raise their tail, you're in trouble. Better start running. I hope there's none out here in my backyard. That skunk raised his tail, and the ladybug got, uh-oh. And she held her nose, and she said, "Oh, forget it. You're not big enough." And she flew away really fast, holding her nose. 11. What comes after 11? Good. 12. Ugh. At 12 o'clock, she spotted, a boa constrictor. That's a big old snake. Big. Ooh, I hope there's no snakes out here. Oh, it's just a leaf. Whew, whew, made me nervous. Maybe coming outside wasn't the best idea for reading this book. But just a leaf, We're good. Okay. She flew right up to that boa constrictor. She said, "Hey, you. Do y'all wanna fight?" Now, the squirrel was very happy that the ladybug distracted the boa constrictor. Squirrel got away. The ladybug saw that boa constrictor's big fangs. And that boa constrictor said, "Okay, if you insist." You know, that's what snakes sound like. They make the S sound. I just don't like snakes. Let's hurry up and get done with this page. And she said, "Oh, just forget it. You're not big enough." And thankfully, she flew away really fast. Glad that animal's gone. Now, at 1 o'clock, here's the funny thing about clocks. After it gets to 12, it starts over again with 1. Not how we count, but that's what happens. At 1 o'clock, it happened upon, it does kind of look like a cheetah, doesn't it? It has the spots. This one is a hyena. You might have seen hyenas in the Lion King movie. They laugh like kind of funny. That ladybug went right up to the hyenas. She said, "Hey, you, do y'all wanna fight?" And the hyena laughed, and she said, "If you insist." And she showed the ladybug her teeth. They have very sharp teeth. And she said, "Oh, just forget it. You're not big enough." And she kept on flying. Then she saw, now we can start counting again. After 1 is 2. At 2 o'clock, she met, it's bigger than a monkey. Big. It's a gorilla. Gorillas are pretty cool. Have you ever been to the Louisville Zoo? That's awesome. They have gorillas there. And you know what? I'm not afraid of them gorillas. Not at all. I go right up to that glass in the enclosure. Not afraid at all. I'm not going in there, but with the glass there, I'm not afraid. Gorillas, have great big muscles. You see that? They're almost as big as, the gorillas is bigger, but they have big muscles. And that ladybug flew right up to that gorilla and she said, "Hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? It's pretty big. That gorilla just beat his chest. You know, the part where your heart is. Okay, if you insist. Can you do that with me? Okay, if you insist. Oh, don't do it too hard. Okay. He was beating his chest. The ladybug saw all his muscles and she said, oh, just forget it. You're not big enough. It's a pretty big gorilla. Let's see, what's next? Whoa. After 2 comes 3. At 3 o'clock, it ran into a, kind of looks like a hippo, but they have the big horns up front. It's a rhinoceros, or you can just say rhino. She flew right up to that rhino. She's way down here. She looks teeny tiny. And she said, hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? And that rhino said, okay, if you insist. And she showed her great big horn. And the ladybug got a little nervous and she said, oh, just forget it. You're not big enough anyway. And she flew off. Let's see, 3 o'clock. What comes after 3? You're right. At 4 o'clock. I love elephants. Oh, the Louisville Zoo has elephants too. And they have a baby elephant. And he's just the cutest little thing. We can't go to the zoo right now because it's closed too. We can't have to stay home. Someone's there taking care of the animals. But maybe when all of this is over and we can all go to the zoo. That would be so much fun. And we have to check out the elephants. Well, at 4 o'clock, that little ladybug flew right up to that elephant. And she said, hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? And that elephant raised his trunk. See? Well, I know that was my arm. I'm pretending. Can you pretend to have an elephant trunk? She raised his trunk and said, okay, if you insist. Ooh, but that ladybug saw the elephant's tusk. They're like big horns coming out of his mouth. And she said, oh, just forget it. You're not big enough. Elephants are pretty big. There's more book. What could be bigger than an elephant? Oh, well, yes. A giraffe is taller than an elephant, but their legs are skinny, skinny. Elephants are really bigger. You know, I don't know any other animal that's bigger than an elephant on land. Let's think about in the water, in the ocean. Can you think of something big that might be bigger than an elephant in the ocean? Yes, sharks are big, but even bigger than a shark. Well, okay, submarines are big too, but they're not animals. Think of an animal that's bigger than an elephant, bigger than a shark. Yes, a whale. Whales are big. And ooh, he found a big one. At 5 o'clock, she met a whale. She flew right up to that whale. She said, hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? Now, you know what? Whales are so big, and they're pretty busy. That whale didn't care what that little ladybug was saying. She thought, she didn't even pay any attention. Well, that ladybug said, well, how rude. And she flew off. Now look, that's just the front of the whale. On the next page, there's more whale. That's how big it is. Oh my goodness. So the little ladybug flew down and flew to the whale's flipper. That's the thing on side that uses to swim. That's right. She flew right up to that flipper and she said, hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? Now, do flippers talk? No. So, of course, I didn't say anything. And she said, wow, how rude. And she kept on flying down the whale. Oh, it's still, look how much. She flew right up to the fin right up on top. Yes, you're right. Sharks have that too. And dolphins have that. And some whales do too, right there. She flew right up to that fin and she said, hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? Do fins talk? No, they don't talk. So she went, ugh, so rude. And she kept on flying. Oh my goodness, this whale's huge. It's taken up 3 pages so far. Oh, look, getting to the end. And at the back of the whale. Oh, I already told you the answer. At the back of the whale, there was his tail. And that ladybug flew right up to that tail. And you know what she said? Do it with me. Hey, you, do y'all wanna fight? Now, you know what? By this time, that whale is getting pretty annoyed with this little ladybug. Bothering his face, bothering his flipper, bothering its fin. Now it's with his tail. Tails are used when the whales can jump and they swim. You know what else tails can do? Tails can do like that. And that's what that whale did. She flapped her tail. She went bam, bam. And she hit that ladybug. And that ladybug went flying through the air. And landed, you're not going to believe this, landed right back where she started on that leaf. Now, she was kind of shaking being hit by a whale. And the friendly ladybug was still there. And she said, oh, here you are again. It's good to see you. My belly is full. I've been eating this aphids just all day long, and my belly is full. But there's still some. And if you would like, I would still like to share them with you. Do you know what that ladybug said this time? That grouchy ladybug? She figured out it didn't pay off to be too grouchy. And she said, oh, well, thank you. That's using her manners. And the friendly ladybug said, well, you're welcome. Maybe she learned her lesson. And you know what? Those two ladybugs ended up becoming very good friends. I don't know if you can see them. They're right there on the leaf. Together. And in fact, the grouchy ladybug was hardly ever grouchy anymore. She had to change her name. She couldn't be called Grouchy Ladybug anymore because she wasn't grouchy. So she went by Pam. So Pam and her friend, the friendly ladybug, lived happily ever after. And they kind of stuck around the leaves and ate the aphids and watched the lightning bugs in the sky. The end. Wow. You know, you can learn a lot from the grouchy ladybug. Let's see. She was grouchy. Just didn't start off very good, did she? She used to come to preschool. She would then know, you gotta stop, take a big breath. Let it out. Let all the grouchies out. Let them go. Because you sure don't want to take on all these animals, especially if they're stinky or big and strong. No, you just gotta let it go. Let it go and become friends like they did. And they were lifelong friends. So even if you're grouchy, and we all are some days, just step back, take a big breath, do it with me. In and out. And try to let all the grouchies go away, just like she did. And that's the Grouchy Ladybug by Eric Carle. Bye, friends. Have a great time outside.